Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. Happy forkin' Monday. It is an off day for me of work, so I'm going to be taking you guys through a little vlog, a little day in the life. I'm going to show you some of the things that I eat. We're on our way to the gym now. Today is a glute and a hamstring day, so I'm going to take you guys through that entire workout. I am so freaking excited. Today is the first day in November, so I just love being able to start off the month on a Monday. I just feel like it sets the tone for the entire month. You start off the month on a new week, and something about that, I just freaking love it. I literally just adore the feeling of like a fresh, clean start. There's just nothing like it. So let's head to the gym now. We're going to go hit a glute and a hamstring day. Took my pre-workout already, so I'm like, oh, amped up. I've been jamming out to some music. Breezeberry Alani New, Mango Sorbet Pump. Chef's kiss. Love it. Let's go get it.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but the night we know that they ride or die. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but the night we boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. I'm a OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. OG boy. Day we hustle, but the night we OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I'm a OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but know that they ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that they fly. Know that they fly. Know that they ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that they fly. Know that they fly. Know that they ride or die. CJ Ike, they ain't no longer about. They ain't no longer about. They ain't no longer about. CJ Ike, they ain't no longer about. Know that they ride or die. I'm a OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but the night we boys by my side. Know that they ride or die.
So I have been back from the gym for quite some time now. So after the gym, got back, made some breakfast, which you guys saw put together. It was like a second breakfast, aka like a first lunch, because did have oatmeal before I went to the gym this morning, so I already wanted to eat a little bit. I've been doing that on Mondays and Saturdays. Those are the days that I'm off and have the opportunity to eat before I go to the gym. I have been liking the way I feel during the course of those workouts. I definitely don't think for myself it's a necessity to eat before my workout, but since I do have the time for it, I know it is good for you to eat before a workout. I have been doing it on the days that I have the opportunity to. I mean, honestly, for one reason or another, most days I am eating before my workout, even if it's not like a full meal, just because my workout times have kind of been like all over the place just recently because of my crazy work schedule. But definitely on Mondays and Saturdays when I don't work and I have a little bit more time to like relax and like get out of bed and put together some sort of like pre-workout meal, I have been doing that. So I ate oatmeal before, and then afterwards I did get home and eat like a little breakfast sandwich as like a post-workout meal, plus like a little breakfast slash first lunch, whatever you want to call it, and then kind of just hung out for a little bit. Timmy and I just went on like close to a 2-mile walk just around like a local trail near our apartment complex, and now I'm about to put together a little like snack. Like I've been doing these like chicken salad bites that you guys have been seeing all over my Instagram. I've been obsessed with them recently. Literally just a can of chicken, mayo, salt, pepper, and then popping them on like some Ritz crackers. But they're so freaking good. I absolutely love them. So I'm going to whip that up in a second. The workout was so freaking good this morning. I really took it a little bit lighter with my weights this morning just because I have been going through a lot of back pain recently. I don't know if I talked about it in any of my like most recent vlogs or workout videos or anything like that, but it definitely has been pretty painful the past couple, like the past week or so. I actually think that I am going to at some point today schedule a massage for myself at the end of this week or early next week just to kind of like work through some of the tightness that I'm experiencing. Ever since I threw out my back a year and a half ago, it's been kind of like on and off pretty consistently having issues. So I'm trying to be a little bit more like preventative about it. Like it's pretty unrealistic just because of who I am and the nature of my job to take like a month off from exercise. One, I would literally go insane, and two, just with my job being so active, being a personal trainer, it's pretty unrealistic to have the time to like lay around and do nothing and maybe allow myself to fully recover. I don't even know if I would, but giving myself that time to potentially fully recover. So I'm going to start just taking a little bit better care of myself on my end, and I would like to avoid a chiropractor. I know people like rave about them and love them and like swear by them, but like they scare the literal crap out of me. Like I'm not even going to lie, they scare me so much. Something like just like laying there and someone like contorting my body, it just makes me feel some type of way. And while I think it could potentially help and maybe be something that I should look into, I'm going to take the like massage route first. So I'm kind of like playing around with different places in the area, seeing if I can find a consistent place and a consistent person that I like to like massage everywhere, but especially really focusing on my back and the tightness I experience there, and maybe do that every so often just as more of like a preventative thing. I don't really know. I'm kind of just like playing around with it because I know I'm going to most likely have back pain just the rest of my life, just kind of as a mix between playing sports my whole life, being so active, and then the nature of my job, plus like the injury I never really fully was able to or will I be able to really recover from. So I know I'm going to have issues the rest of my life, so I'm trying to just do as much as I can on my end to like prevent any serious pain. Like I don't want to be in pain every single week for the rest of my life. So if there's something that I can do to help myself out every so often, then I feel like I should start taking the right measures to doing that. So just wanted to rant a little bit about that. But workouts have been really, really good recently. But today for the light day, I just decided to go a little bit lighter. I did all of my exercises. I was able to do it. Certain things I felt it a little bit more than others in my back, so I just tried to go a little bit lighter in weight for those exercises to still be able to do the exercise, work on my form, and push myself, but not hurt myself in the process. So I went for a little bit more reps if I had a little bit of a lower weight, just kind of playing around with all of that since I didn't want to hurt myself, but I also still wanted to get a good workout in, and I did. The Bulgarian split squats weighted to the ones that are body weight only. I don't know who I am when I program, but she's evil. She is freaking evil. So I'm going to go put together a little like snack, that little chicken salad bites. I'll show you guys that, and I'll chat with you guys in a bit. I have done nothing worthy of filming the past couple of hours. Like I literally feel like today has been such like a calm, cool day where I just like kind of caught up on work and like gotten some stuff done. Like I had to write some programs for people. We were kind of just like hanging out. We went for a walk, like literally nothing crazy at all. But I am going to wrap up the video here. Before I do, I am currently doing a Q&A on my Instagram, and somebody asked me a question: how did I get into a good place with food after I did have that toxic relationship with with food in the past. So I figured I would actually just take the time and answer it on here because it is a super kind of like long-winded answer. So sometimes that is really hard to answer on Instagram. So I figured I would take the time and sit down and talk about kind of like how I have changed my relationship with food and how it has shifted to what it is now. Truly the biggest thing I would say that I have done differently to like a year and a half, 2 years ago to now is I stopped seeing food as the enemy. For so long in the beginning of my fitness journey, I considered food to be like the enemy, or I considered food to be something that I had to earn or something that was a good or a bad thing. I think once you get into the mindset of telling yourself that food isn't good or bad, it just like is, will really help as well. I think for so many people, you get into the mindset of like fries and pizza and ice cream, those are bad food, and fruit and vegetables and salads and protein shakes, those are good food. And while there are food that are healthier and less healthy for you, they're not good or bad food. If you eat pizza, if you eat fries, that doesn't make you bad. That doesn't mean that you are ruining the progress, ruining your fitness journey up until this point. So I don't want anyone to get into the mindset of food is either good or bad. It has to be one or the other. I genuinely don't believe that's the case. I honestly think that when you stop fearing food and you stop seeing food as something you need to prevent yourself from eating. Like for so long, I used to have the mindset of like, oh, if I was hungry at like a weird time in the middle of the day, a weird time, quote unquote, in the middle of the day, I would be like, oh, I'm probably not hungry. I'm probably just thirsty. And so I would force myself to drink green tea. And then I would still be hungry after I would have the green tea. And then I'd be like, oh, I guess I am hungry. And then I would eat like a couple grapes. And so I was just in this really toxic mindset of like, this is the correct amount of times that you should be eating. This is the food that you should be eating. I would be like, oh my God, I'm really in the mood for like frozen yogurt, or really in the mood for ice cream. And then I'd be like, you don't really need that. Eat some fruit instead. And while that's not always a bad thing, if you have really strict goals, you don't need to let yourself indulge into every single craving that you have. You also don't need to feel like food is the enemy. You don't need to feel like if you go out and you eat ice cream or if you eat frozen yogurt that you are a bad person, that you ruined all of the progress that you've made. So for me, I think that the biggest way that I have made the shift to the way I used to think about food to the way I now think about food is to just not see it as the enemy. Food is something that we need to fuel our body. We work so hard day in and day out through just waking up, to our exercise, to our jobs. We need to be able to fuel our body. If you're not giving yourself enough fuel, if you're eating 900 calories a day, 1200 calories a day, you are not giving your body the fuel that it needs to help you properly get through the day. So I think getting into the mindset of we need to just fuel our body. We need to fill our body with food that is nutritious and healthy for us. But that also doesn't mean that it has to be boring food. That doesn't mean that it needs to be salads and it needs to be chicken and rice. That doesn't mean it has to be all of that stuff. Allow yourself to go out every so often and enjoy the food that you love and the food that may not be as great for you. So that way you don't have constant cravings for them. The more you restrict yourself, the more you're going to want all those restricted things. Those things that you're telling yourself are not good and that I shouldn't eat. So the more you just allow yourself to have that balanced lifestyle, that I can eat ice cream, I can eat pizza, I can eat fries, but also there are some days where I want to fill myself with whole, good, nutritious foods. I think that really starts to mend your relationship and shift it from the relationship of being like food is good and food is bad and those are the only two options, and if you eat the bad food, you are a failure and you're going to lose all your progress, and if you eat the good food, you're going to be really fit and be really skinny and be really strong, and that's that, to being like, no, I want to eat a little bit of everything, and there's no reason why, no matter what your goals are, that you can't eat everything in moderation. And I think that's probably the biggest thing that I shifted mentally, is just knowing that food is our fuel. Food is, our body needs food in order to get through the day, in order to be able to do all of the amazing things that our body can do. So we have to allow it to give ourselves that fuel. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I do still very much have days where I second guess what I should be eating. I'll be like, oh, do I really need this snack? Or, oh, I probably could grab something a little bit more nutritious. And then I'm like, if this is what I'm in the mood for, if this is what I'm craving, I need to allow myself to have that, because I don't do it all the time. So I need to allow myself to enjoy it and indulge on those things that I want to indulge in every so often, because it's all about balance. It is all about balance. So I just wanted to address that question here because I think that it's a long-winded answer, but honestly, at the end of the day, you need to create a balance in your life. You need to be able to enjoy all the types of foods that you like in moderation and get out of the mindset that food is either good or bad. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. Hope you guys like this video. I always love doing vlogs for you guys, taking you through bits and pieces of my day, having little sit down rambles, chats, showing you my workouts, the 411. Y'all already know. So if you like this video, please make sure you go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Y'all already know it supports my channel. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss another video that I post. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me on my Instagram so you can see other fitness, health, and lifestyle content that I post on there. And I'll catch you guys here